are. Welcome back to News with My Fiance, Raw Live, in person, live, Raw with myself, DJ Ambush,
Morgan
and the
Jones.
one Morgan Jones. We're back reporting live from the fire alarm fire that is Portland, Oregon. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate your support. Be a part of the text chat fam squad and join the conversation in the chat.
Shout out to our studio sponsors, L&J Industries, for providing this dope space each week. Shout out to our production team, Kyle of Residual Audio, Jess and Ross, and our remote quality controller, Michelle, for making sure that this show happens every Monday. And of course, shout out to y'all for watching, listening, and engaging with us.
Now, before we get started, make sure that you subscribe, comment, share, like, all the things with somebody. And ring the bell so the algorithm notices us. Become a member over at patreon.com/newswithmyfiance to support the ever-expanding work. And, we just want to be able to, spend some time with y'all and pay our bills at the same time. So let's get that quality
Ambush, why
time
do you have
popping.
headphones on?
I have headphones on because,
Are you DJing?
Some of the...
right now? This second?
Some of our staff isn't feeling well. Jess, who is normally
Shout
here
out to
holding it
Jess.
down, Jess this is what it looks like. This is what it looks
Yes,
like.
Jess
I'm pulling
would be
the
wearing
double
the
and triple
headphones.
duty. So yeah.
How's it feel?
Yeah.
Maybe we should talk about that today.
What?
How you do everything else. If somebody's not here and can't do it, it's you.
Yeah. I'm trying to get away from that. Spent a lot of time doing that in the past, wearing multiple hats. It's exhausting, especially after the weekend we had. It's been a really, really long weekend.
We really have no reason to be sitting or standing.
Yeah.
But here we are. Very excited to be doing so. And I'll just tell you that I appreciate your skill set and your ability to wear those multiple hats.
I'm down with that.
Even when the hat is mine. And
Wow.
no?
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
That's my hat.
Okay.
That's all. Okay. It's a good hat.
Shout out to Ashley. She said, "Look at me making it 3 minutes in." Yes,
you did it.
You
You
did.
did it.
You definitely did.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Kyle. Hey, Jess. Jess is also in the chat.
See?
He said, "I'm in a different basement." You are.
It's also a good basement.
Yeah.
That's another good basement.
Yeah.
You could report live from that basement as well.
You could.
It's a good one.
You might need to give that a try.
This really is going to be a great show. Thank you for saying that, Kyle. Today we have a guest. And we had some rave reviews from having our previous guest.
We did.
And I'll just say this. Ambush has been on a producer tear, if I may.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, he's like, there's so many people within our, not just our community, but our actual orbit that we can be talking to. We need to be doing that.
Yeah.
And I am forever and always like, who would ever want to come on this little show? I don't know why anybody would want to talk to us.
It's so true.
So I just want to take this moment, give you some imaginary flowers for continuously growing the show in ways that are needed and important and things that I forget about.
Appreciate that. It comes from a billionaire mindset, You got to focus.
Thank you for listening to News with My Fiance. We're done. Does it come from a billionaire mindset?
I'm wearing a Knowles hat. I just felt like I wanted to just live in the whole thing for a minute. It felt good for a split second. It really did.
Okay, Bruce, tell us more.
No, not right now.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Not right now. But yes, we do have a guest tonight's show, and I kind of love what we've been doing as far as not telling people we have guests. Until the show. Yeah, because we got a reaction. Shout out to the homie Elias. He was like, I was tuning in. Y'all said you had a guest, and then boom, Cole popped up. He was like, it was like an amazing, pleasant surprise. Like we had no idea. That was such a dope surprise. I was like, yeah. And then there's always excellent opportunities to promote after the fact. You just tune in live. You'll never know what's happening. Tune in live. But then after you see the magic, please share. Like, subscribe, rate, all the things. Push it to the homies. Listen.
Share it.
Ken Jones, Billionaire Boys in the chat.
Okay.
I will post. I got to pin that to the top.
I hope you don't know how.
I know exactly how.
I hope you don't know how.
Michelle, don't take it down. Leave it at the top.
Shout out to Kenneth in the chat. That's hard.
Hey, Joy.
Oh my gosh, and Matt's here. Matt has entered the chat.
It is popping. The chats.
That's Thursday to Monday love right there.
Yeah, all the chats everywhere.
I really don't think y'all understand how exciting that is for us. Like, one of my most favorite things about doing the radio show is that we get to have texts that are live and that we get to respond and all of that. And it is very much the same when it comes to the chat. The chat just be moving faster, so sometimes we miss a couple of things, but seeing the crossover is
absolutely
huge for me.
Absolutely.
So, please don't forget to pick me up today. we have plans. What are those plans, you ask? Thank you for asking.
Oh, okay.
So this morning I get up, and it was a rough one. I'm be honest. I'm exhausted. My body's exhausted. My mind is exhausted. All of the things. I woke up at 4:30 with a whole migraine. So when I woke up again in the real morning, I was feeling a little bit better in the head and was like, let's just get up and see if we can start the day. Get up to start the day. Open my phone. I go to the YouTubes. I don't have a thing that I'm specifically looking for. But when I tell you that what was there for me was the E40 Tiny Desk concert, mind lost. Done. Day is over. It's a celebration. I am losing my mind.
Yeah.
Way too hype.
You held it together, though. It didn't feel like you were losing your mind on the couch. I was next to you trying to get some editing done. Well, I got the editing.
Ambush was working very hard. And I was like, I don't want to interrupt this. Can I turn the TV on? I mean, I could have done it in my headphones. Right. That would have been fine. But I wanted that's the other thing. You've turned my living room into an actual studio. And the sounds that come from the TV can't compete with anything else. Like my headphones are great. Yeah. But that system in the living room is doing it. So I was like, is it cool if I turn something on? Ambush says, yeah, totally fine. And kudos to you for being able to stay engaged with your work.
Yeah.
I lost half an hour. I stopped working. I was only listening, only watching. I lost my mind when I saw Bosco. There's so much that I am, Portland born and raised. I have said this a million times, how we do not have our own sound. And so one of the dope things about being in a place where you don't have your own sound is that you get to soak up everything outside of it without it being weird. It's not like, in New York, it's very much like, oh, I don't listen to down south rap, or I don't listen to the West Coast. And that's just like I've never had that.
Right.
E40 is a staple, a legend, all the things, an icon, all the stuff, but very instrumental in my upbringing. Very instrumental. So I send it to a couple of group chats because I'm excited. So I'm like, you'll be excited too, maybe? Shout out to Can, who is then like, yes. And there's a listening party for that tonight. I'm sorry, what, sir? Where? How? When? Alberta Street Pub.
So I'm hoping.
Guess what I'm doing as soon as we're done here?
So I'm assuming they're going to throw it on the projector because that's going to be fire.
Also, my assumption, we could all play it on our phones and I wouldn't care.
Oh, that's true. I mean, to be clear,
be with a group of people that are as excited about it as you are, it doesn't matter how you experience it. You know what I mean? It's like, we're doing it together no matter what.
That's real. And I know you spoke about, how it was for you coming up here in 40. I, of course, growing up on the East Coast, I was being influenced and not knowing I was being influenced. I was engaging with 40.
Give it to
and
them.
not knowing. So when you have these MCs and rappers going on tour, picking up the slang,
Getting all the lingos,
bringing it back, using it, and then we're using it, and it's like, shizzle, what are we talking about?
for Shigadell,
I mean, all of these.
Talk to that man.
That's all Nori was doing for a minute.
Okay, wait, first of all, thank you because I was about to say shout out to Nori, because Nori really was like, not only am I picking this up, this is who I'm picking it up from and where I'm picking it up from. Yeah. Like, Nori in song is like, I was with E40 drinking Hennessy. Like, oh, you got me. Like, you already had me. Yeah. That's Nori's second album. You know, like, oh, you already had me. But now I'm extra. Because now you're not just, nobody was giving the love in that way. And they weren't being honest about where they were picking up all of this stuff from. Nope. So it was like having Nori come out very explicitly be like, this is where I get this from. Right. Kyle, you know what?
What?
Kyle in the chat.
Oh,
call me when it's WB40.
When it's UB40.
UB40. I said that. UB40.
Listen, I'm not mad.
What's the song? The one that, what's the one? What's the name of it?
I Keep Holding On.
Oh, that's them?
I believe so. I'm only a DJ. I could be wrong.
I was thinking of Red Wine.
That's Simply Red? Or is that UB40?
I mean, well, now you ask Google, my fan. My man, I put in I put in U. Why do I keep doing that?
You're going to stop disrespecting them and calling them WD-40.
I am. I don't mean to. It's branding, capitalism. There's so many things to blame right now.
Through all the systems.
Commercials. It is UB40. Why would y'all name yourself that? Anyway, that's victim blaming. I don't mean to do that.
Can't say WD-40 is brazy. It is. I agree with you. Ken. So
no, what is brazy is that you and Matt talking to each other in the chat. So now, do I know Matt in real life? Do I know Matt personally? Or you... Matt, have I seen you before?
Probably. So, all right, let's tell them what we have coming up in the second half of the hour, and then we can jump into the warm up. Okay. So yes, our guest for this evening's show, Executive Director of Imagine Black, Joy Elise Davis.
Yeah.
In the building.
Already here.
Yeah.
Ready to go.
Flames. It's going to be all flames. So the second half, we're talking all things Portland. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
It's going, listen. It's going to get a little spicy. And I know y'all tune in for spice.
You do.
Because that's what we normally do. But yeah, unapologetically. Locally sourced spice.
There we go.
There it is. Farm to table spice.
Farm to table spice. All organic materials around here.
Yeah,
okay.
All organic. Yes.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
And I'm be honest, I'm not going to give you like the full rundown yet because just stay for it. It is literally all things Portland. There's almost nobody better to talk about these things with.
Absolutely. And
she is much more measured than either one of us have ever been.
Facts.
You know, like.
Facts.
I'm going to do my best to just hold it in. But I can't. It's like when Joy Elise is speaking, I am on the inside just praise dancing the entire time. I'm just stomping feet. I'm
full
just
student mode.
Super pumped.
What's happening?
And so I'm hopefully we'll be able to shut up and just be able to let her go, you know?
Speaking of spice.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Gemini season. Oh, that's not what you wanted? That wasn't your segue?
It wasn't. I was going to say things got a little spicy in Black Portland earlier today.
Oh.
Someone put up a pride post. See, here's the thing. I took a departure from Black Portland a while ago because, appreciate my sanity. And I found myself too frequently.
But you don't want to care for it.
Well, I found myself too frequently being enraged. That it was just like, it was the same like rotating topics.
Boy.
And I'm like, let me get on out of here.
Black Portland is recycling every Black Twitter thread that has ever happened from the beginning of Twitter.
Yeah.
So if it was on Twitter and it trended with Black people on Twitter, we just gonna recycle every single one of those. Should you hit girls? I mean, equal rights and lefts, my guy.
Yeah.
You know, maybe we should talk about that. Who should pay for a date?
50-50. So somebody put in a very, very thoughtful Pride post. And then the majority of the reactions and comments were positive. They were great. But then you had a couple people dropping in Bible verses, people talking about, you're Black first and why I gotta be celebrating what you're doing in your bedroom. And I was like, oh, jeez. So
you could just celebrate that I'm alive.
Yeah.
What if you did that?
So
what if you didn't think about my bedroom?
Of course,
when you thought about the celebration.
Hello.
That'd be cool.
Why are you inviting yourself into that space? So
I know why.
I found myself going back and forth. Shout out to Lakeitha. You know what I'm saying? And then someone went through and just cleaned the whole post. Took all the bam. And
they got mods?
Listen. Yeah. Oh, they been have mods.
Okay.
No. To be clear. No. Let me explain.
Okay.
They been had mods, and 2 of the mods were reasons why I left the first time.
So I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So they got mods now?
I believe some of the Negroes still in there. But in any event, when that got cleansed, part of me was like, dang, I had some rebuttals left. I guess
Load
I was like, I guess I'll just go about my day then. I guess I'll go be productive.
I'll move forward.
Wow. Yeah. But happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
Yeah. What's wrong with y'all people?
Matt in the chat said, how do you download Black Twitter? And the answer is yes.
There was an app called Black Twitter.
There was.
Yeah. I wonder if Sis still has it up.
Was it called Black Twitter?
It was a play on the word.
Okay.
She phrased it a different way, but yeah, I wonder if that thing's still up. It was dope.
Yeah. One of my favorite jokes. So shout out to Matt, because that forever and always is going to be hilarious to me when people are like, "How do you get to the Black Twitter? Is there a path?
Yeah.
Do I download it on its own?
Is there a plugin?
There's got to be a plugin. I don't have the update.
Erin said she's gonna need your shirt situation stat. She's trying to,
I'm sorry? Who said this?
Erin.
Erin needs my shirt situation?
Yeah, she's got you're Erin, yes. Mess.
I'll get you that shirt situation because I have no idea. I don't know where I buy anything.
I picked it up first.
Half of what we know for certain is that Ambush likely didn't pick it out. And we know for certain that he didn't pick it out when he tells you he picked it out. If he says, I picked that out, know for certain he did not.
It's only because she doesn't let me do the shopping with her anymore. There was a time, early in the relationship, everything was still fresh and new. What do they call those? Puppy love?
Puppy love?
Third puppy love?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. She let me pick out her purses, different accessories. And then it just stopped.
I want to be clear that this has never happened.
Okay. Never happened? I've never
okay. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Let me take it back.
I've gotten some bags.
Ambush is the dude that's like, I have one scenario that I'm thinking of. And I certainly know that scenario.
Man.
And if I say never,
well, gotcha.
That means I gotcha.
Done.
I know for sure there's one.
There's at least 2 duffels that I picked out for you. So the other thing I do, I like to
that's not a purse.
No, I picked out a purse or 2 for you when we were out together.
Okay.
And then I got a thing for bags. I do love bags. I do love the bags, man. I'm like,
unsubstantiated.
To be
evidence.
100% honest,
Yeah.
outside of that, there have been many times I've just thrown random things in the cart. We've talked about it before.
I want to be clear. It's most of the time. It is not some of the time. It is most of the time. If we are shopping, there
And
may
you
be
love
a
it.
no.
Oh.
There's a purse. I wasn't here for a purse. I bought a t-shirt. You got a couple things, and then now there's a purse. Where'd that purse come from? Have you ever seen me carry a purse that looks like that?
So
why do I want that purse all of a sudden? I don't, because this is all jokes for him. It doesn't matter if I am shopping for a t-shirt or beads to make something beautiful.
That's where I shine. That's where I shine. When we're in the bead store, oh, Michael's, let's go. That's it. I am instant shopper. I'm all the help you could possibly need. Shoot me a text.
Instant
call me
shopper
up.
is wild.
I'm there. Ambush, I need to pick up a couple things with Michael's.
I'm coming with you.
You think you need a couple things. I'm going to help you get a couple more.
He legit is like, you need 1,000 things.
It's fire.
And I'll just put them in your hand cart. I'm just going to put them in there, and you're going to see it later, and you're going to thank me.
Fellas, give it a try.
And don't.
This is solid advice. Locally sourced spice.
Locally sourced bad advice is what that is.
Michelle said we should make it a t-shirt.
She did, but probably not the locally sourced bad advice. But I mean, maybe that one as well. Like maybe that one as well. Let me take a quick second just to shout out Chris Olsen and Full Rev Media, because
absolutely,
this is my local Portland media, outside of larger publications. And they're giving us the goods. They're giving us the on the ground. You can follow both of them, but Full Rev be out here at every single event. And I'm like, I don't know how you're out there at every single thing.
No games, man.
But Instagram, TikTok, all the stuff, they're always there. And I'm going to keep saying thank you to them, because they keep keeping us in the loop as much as everybody else. And important.
Yeah. Full Rev, I love. You said Chris has a Substack? Okay.
Yep.
Full Rev, I love, because again, they are everywhere, and it's not like they're centering themselves in the footage or in the content. It's just, I'm giving you the story. Boom, you're seeing the footage right here, unedited, right in your face. I'll give you a little bit of narration to give you the bookends of this, but boom, here it is every single time. I just love that style of what they're doing.
Yep.
So yeah.
Real quick, Aaron in the chat said Laverne loves to buy her bags, but just know whoever bought that shirt needs to run the details immediately.
I'll text you.
Yep.
I mean,
yep.
You're locked in with the source.
Yep. That's it. Right. He's the one.
Yay.
Nailed it.
Oh my goodness.
Joy in the chat also said, I swear folks who bring up the Bible be the ones who do the most. And I know what that's going what that's speaking to.
Yeah, for sure.
Hard agree.
Shout out. Speaking of people who bring up the Bible, shout out to Texas legislator James Tellerico.
Oh, your boy.
That is my guy. Listen, he will take the Bible, whatever verse you want to use to persecute and oppress. He will take that, hand it right back to you, because he actually knows the Bible. He actually knows what he's talking about. Man's record is flawless with it. Victory after victory with it. I love reposting his shit. Definitely check him out. It's really good.
It's really interesting. So I am, not a religious person and never have been. And I don't say that in any other way other than to tell you that that's true for me. I have not been a religious person. I am not a religious person. The Bible versus what I see is very confusing to me. And so I didn't have a whole lot to latch on to, I guess. in the formidable years in which I was supposed to be latching.
Right.
I was just confused. Like there was a lot of things that didn't make a lot of sense, and nobody was able to answer those questions. What I appreciate about the person that you're talking about is their interpretation of the Bible is the same as my interpretation, in the way of, I thought that's what we're doing, the helpings. We're doing we do not leave people out, like that. So I have consistently been confused by other people's interpretation. And so that's one of the issues I have, is that it is not just so open to interpretation, but there are so many different factions because people's interpretation was so important that they were like, nah, I'm not that, but I'm this.
My denomination is this.
Right. And so think that's the word. There's so many different denominations, but we're all going from the same book and we're all having different interpretations of said book. And to me, that's a comprehension issue, but I leave it at that, I guess. I feel like you're not supposed to actually all take from it the one thing you want to keep. I don't think that's how that's supposed to go.
It's part comprehension. I think it's more so centering oneself. And so that's why you have all these different denominations, because you have these different thought leaders that interpret the book in the way that works for them. And now we have this section and we celebrate this way, but it's all the same source material. So I'm saying it's it's like,
so I just don't, and I'm like nerd adjacent when it comes to Star Wars, or are there that many different interpretations of Star Wars? And the reason I ask that is that's a Bible. You know what I'm saying? That's Bible for a lot. So are there a lot of people that are like, well, actually, the Empire is the good, right? Is that really?
Remember we went through this with Game of Thrones.
No, I've never watched it.
Remember we went through this with Game of Thrones, and it was like the book readers were like, well, actually, the show is this, but the book, all right, we get it.
But was it a totally different interpretation? No, they just were like, there are more details to her dress. In the book, there's 17 pages for detailing a dress.
Right.
You can't do that on TV, guys. So you weren't going to get that.
Yeah. Well,
but it didn't change the whole story of the book, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like that the different denominations be like, well, that story's not mine. I'm going to go ahead and take from it what I will and keep what I want. And the other things don't have anything to do with me.
Bigotry is a very motivating factor. It's
real.
Yeah. So creativity oozes right out of it. They're gonna find a creative way to make it. Who'd have thunk
there'd be creative bigotry?
Yeah.
But it's everywhere. So you're right.
Indeed. So shout out to James Tellerico. Definitely check him out on the Instagrams.
C's made it. Hi, C's.
What up, C's?
How you doing?
Yeah, it was a busy. I'm still recovering from the weekend. Busy weekend. Busy weekend. Had the Hoyt Arboretum yoga session Saturday morning. Shout out to Flow in the City. Shout out to everybody who made it to that. Before that, though, Swift, Friday night. Shout out to the fiancés that made it out to Swift.
Yes. I was not one of the fiancés that made it out to Swift.
No.
But I love it there.
No.
And I love you there.
Yeah.
Next time, maybe.
I forgot who was. It was Jim. I was telling Jim when he was there. He was like, how close it was to the house. And, they used to come through all the time. I was like, this is where I proposed to Morgan at. He was like, what? I was like, yeah, no, it was here in Swift. I said, I'll send you the video. I forgot the Jim. I'll send you the video. I forgot. But yeah.
So we be saying stuff and then we forget this.
So then that night, bam, Hoyt Arboretum that morning. Bam, that afternoon, we were at Artification of Living, Exit the Maze event, the fundraiser at Open House. Super dope. And then Sunday, I had my orientation for
IFCC.
Yeah, IFCC residency. So jam-packed.
I didn't have that, but I had other things on Sunday and hated it.
Yeah.
So
thank God we're in Monday. I guess.
Yeah. And also, how do you sleep through a year? Is that a possibility? Like, can you hibernate as a human? I think that's true evolution. So, like, how do we get to that part?
I think if we were able to look back at a year and be like, I wish we would have slept through that. I don't know how that would work. But I think at this moment, I definitely don't want to wake up 6 months from now.
Oh yeah, like
you know what I'm saying? Like there's things happening now.
No.
That I'm like, I gotta see how this Diddy tribe plays out. I want to see this live. I don't want to get a.
Well, thank you for bringing that up because the court of public opinion. Anybody want to? Okay. I have so many things to say. And it's not just Diddy being on trial.
Go on.
Should I ask what's that scoff?
No, because I know what's coming up, so I'm just waiting for it.
It's not just Diddy being on trial. What we are dealing with right now is multiple fighting for your life in the court of public opinion. The one that I heard this morning, Kevin Liles. And if you are unfamiliar with who Kevin Liles is, he has been a music executive, I think, my entire life.
Yeah.
And if not the entirety, real close. I remember looking up to, like, all I wanted to do when I was a young lass, I wanted to be in the music industry in the business side. I wanted to be an A&R. Music was everything to me. So all I wanted to do was discover new talent.
I wanted to be Russell. I wanted to be Russell. Then I wanted to be Dane. And look how both of them turned out.
Awful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Both of them.
Both of them. All
two of them. Well, I'm sure there's a tree that we could add in there. I mean, a third that we can add in there to make it a tree of them. But I too, Russell Simmons was absolutely huge, like such an inspiration.
Absolutely.
Look what you've done, look what you're doing. And then you find out, oh, look what you're doing.
Right. There was a video, it was a short film called 24 Hours with Russell Simmons.
Okay.
And I rented it on VHS and studied that thing. He took 30 calls before he even left his condo. That much business was being conducted. And I was like, this is amazing. I was just completely
And here I am in today's world, years old, Morgan.
Taking 30 calls in a week. I don't want them.
Well, you are, but
I don't want them.
I mean, it's happening.
No.
30 calls before I clock in sounds like exploitation. 30 calls before I leave my house to go to the office sounds like you're working me to death. 30 calls sounds like, and the fact that was the measurement.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is how you become and then stay successful. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
In love with the busy of the business. Not even, you know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing, because in all honesty, what we know for certain is the higher up, especially in these industries that are conglomerates, right? The less work you actually do. Like Russell Simmons not doing a lot of work every day, right? He's doing some decision making, and by some I mean very much some, very maybe final word to certain things. Yeah, and then there's certain stuff that doesn't even pass your desk, right? Like we're not even. We wouldn't bother you, boss, with any of this stuff.
Because at that point, you're so high up and you've created the culture and set the tone to the point where people know what you want. You know what I'm saying? Like, like you're saying, we're not really going to, Russell will not do this. He's not going for this. We don't even have to put this.
We don't even have to put it. Yeah. We don't even need to show it to him.
Yeah. So the whole building still kind of runs with his, mentality.
Exactly that. Yeah. Then you find out you a piece of shit and you've been a piece of shit and you do and so that sucks. That super sucks that I looked up to you for so many years of my life. But Kevin Liles, let me get back to Kevin Liles, who has been an executive in music for so long that that's a name that Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis type shit. Like I'm going to Kevin Liles is a name that just exists within.
Yeah.
If you are paying attention to any sort of music industry stuff, and has been instrumental in a lot of careers. Kevin Liles has been accused of many things. And the most recently, apparently, Lady Luck has accused him of sexual misconduct. Actual misconduct. I don't know what you say. Sexual misconduct. Whatever the not word for that is. And he went on the offensive. His way to handle this was, I'm going to put a website out. And that website, like this, I know that Lady Luck has said anything to him because of him. I don't know it because of her.
Right.
I want to be real clear. I do not know. I've never heard her say, I'm doing this thing, or I did this thing, or this is what I'm doing. I only know any of this because Kevin Liles said, I'm going to make a website. And I'm going to detail all of the nice things that this young woman has said about me throughout the years. And I'm going to show you how whatever this extortion claim, I'm going to show you how it's not a thing. We did not hear from Lady Luck that she was doing a lawsuit or going to do anything to him. The alleged story is that she went to him and said, I'm going to sue you for $30 million if you don't, just handle this on the low.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talk about 30 million being a number now that Cassie sued Diddy for 30 million in a civil suit, in which he was like, okay, why don't you file your little suit? And then the next day he was like, here's all my money. There's a lot of talk about that being just like the going rate right now of, if you are a woman and you have a claim against a man, the going rate is 30 million. And that's fucking ridiculous. And I'm not mincing any sort of fucking words. That's ridiculous. And by that, I mean, thinking that there, number one, is a going rate.
Right.
Over any sort of harm that has been caused to another person. And when you give that kind of language, a going rate to someone's claim, really makes you dismiss the claim, right? It makes you immediately think like, this is a thing. This is just another one of those, take down another powerful black man. We're not here to do anything. We're not serious about this. And what worries me is that however many years we are from the Me Too movement and what that meant to people, and I know it meant different things, but how people are able to literally just from the jump be like, this is just a gold digging move, whatever, right? Like that's the going rate. And if somebody ever did any little tiny thing, then it's just going to cost every man $30 million. Kevin Liles is not every man. I'm going to tell you that. Kevin Liles is an incredibly powerful man within the musical industry who has had his hand in and on so many careers that your career can be done if that person says no more.
Period. Yeah.
Like that power dynamic needs to be at the forefront, because every single Walmart checker right now who wants to get on their live and be like, and the bitches be tripping, nobody's coming after your 27K. Literally no one. Not barely you. This isn't a thing that you're going to have to worry about. But somehow in your mind, because you want so badly to be the next richest, powerful man, that you think that you better protect that dude to make sure that you can also be that dude later. No one's coming after your 27K. No one's even asking you to take someone on a date because you can't. What was my point? Kevin Lyles. The power dynamic.
Yeah, I was just reading
the power dynamic is incredibly important to remember, that this is a person who is in charge of your career, right? Who is in charge of creating a team for you, who is in charge of making sure that you are not just getting distribution, you're getting the right publicity, you're getting the right this, and that. And the way that he decided to get ahead of this. Yes. Mm-hmm. Get ahead of it. I, it looks a lot like the Tory Lanez shit, where Tory is out, also has a website trying to elucidate some sort of new evidence that don't exist. And I think that every single one of them are doing that because a certain person was able to successfully get away with that. And that person is Jay-Z. I haven't seen anybody be successfully on the offensive with the exception of Jay-Z.
And even when he was doing it,
it was gross.
It didn't look or feel like an innocent person.
It was big bad optics.
Yeah, terrible optics. So yeah, I was reading the statement that he put on his Instagram. Pretty much every single thing that you already covered. Accusing her of an extortion attempt, $30 million attempt. She claimed that she was groomed, that he tried to force her to engage in oral sex. When you look at the industry during that time period, and you look at all of the other men that have been exposed for the way they've conducted themselves, like, I stopped being surprised a long time ago. When accusations pop up, I stopped being surprised a very long time ago. Like, oh, okay, yeah. A lot of it really stemmed from the public's reaction to Bill Cosby, especially those that were defending, saying, well, this is just the times. That's just what they did. This is just the way people partied. Right. Thank you for admitting that. That's not what you thought that was. That's not the defense that you thought it was at all. So when you hear Russell Simmons is doing this, and you hear Diddy is doing this, and you see,
other people accused of doing this,
and the people they're in close proximity with, when you hear Kevin Lyles, grooming people, all right, doesn't sound. I mean, you don't gotta lead this horse to water or make it drink. I'll meet you there. Like, this is all right. Yeah, cool. Sounds like it happened. Yeah.
And the interesting thing to me, Ambush, because you pulled up his statement, and if you are down to read it, I would love to hear it.
Sure.
And maybe I should save what I have to say until after you read it.
All right. It said 3 weeks ago, I received a letter from former Def Jam artist Chanel Jones, aka Lady Luck, and her legal team, threatening to publish a book and file a public lawsuit riddled with utterly false and horrendous accusations if I didn't pay them $30 million. Ms. Jones threatened to allege that almost 26 years ago, when signed as a recording artist to Def Jam, she was groomed. Ms. Jones also threatened to allege that I exposed myself to her and pushed her head towards my genitalia in an attempt to force her to perform oral sex while she was allegedly sitting in the driver's seat of my car. None of this ever happened. Her threatened allegations are totally false, and they're contradicted by Ms. Jones' many public statements about me and her experience at Def Jam. They are also at odds with her continued outreach and relationship with both my family and me for the past 26 years. Her story is fabrication. Rather than pay her and her legal team, I'm publicly addressing what I view to be an extortion attempt. It seems Ms. Jones hopes to leverage the current news environment to pressure me into writing an exorbitant check in order to avoid the negative publicity that will likely result from her false claims. I intend to vigorously fight any complaint she may file and will take whatever legal action is necessary against her and the attorneys who have participated in this attempted shakedown. And then he goes into some of the facts where he's just basically talking about her rap career and the things that he's done for her.
Also, the facts aren't.
I don't know how they're
when we say facts, he also goes into outlining any mental health struggle she's had, any addiction issues she's had, and he literally is basically painting the picture of crazy bitch over here got things to say for money.
Yeah, for real.
Like, that's literally what he's doing. And read it how you want to. Know that language is coded, and it's always going to be. And that there are lawyers that are helping him craft this narrative.
Yeah.
This is not just, this isn't me saying I know what happened. I'm not saying I know that she had issues with him and like none of that. But what I know for certain is when people are on their heels and they try to do the, but we were friends yesterday. Like, I know there's something there.
Something there.
There's something there. I'm not pretending to know what the something is. And I am not pretending to know that everything she's saying is right and everything. Like, I guess one of the reasons I wanted to bring this up is that no one ever said believe all women.
Right.
What was said was believe victims.
Right.
And somehow that got twisted to be believe all women. And I know for certain there's a lot of women that have negatively impacted men, and men are big mad and the feelings are huge. Like, I know that is real. I don't say that being disparaging or facetious or anything. Like, literally, I know that that's a thing. What needs to be understood is that generally, and I mean that loudly, generally, what we can understand is if you understand the dynamic between not just women and men, but the dynamic of power in these situations, there's going to, the entire point of believe victims is believe the person who isn't the most powerful in this situation.
Right.
Because what we know for certain is that power is going to color your view. It's meant to. It's able to. The amount of money and influence behind it is it's an inherent belief. And that's been the point, is that so many of these incredibly rich, incredibly powerful men have been able to get away with dastardly things for so long. And I don't like, it's in every way. Put it across the board. They're the reason you don't have clean air, let alone the reason that the women are being sexually assaulted. But they've been able to get away with so many things for so long that they are also the believed de facto.
Yep.
And all that Me Too movement was trying to get you to understand is believe victims first. You don't even have to necessarily say, I believe everything that person is saying. What you need to be able to do is remove yourself from wanting to be the person in power and go, that thing could have happened.
Period.
You don't have to have a solid opinion on a thing. But rape culture has taught us, what was she wearing? Why was she out so late? How much did she have to drink? Was she doing there's a million things that we ask about the person who is saying something happened to them before we ever ask, why would that person abuse someone else?
Well, I think part of that is definitely because there are a lot, and I'll speak for the men, there are a lot of men that don't want to ask that question of themselves. Like, when you hear these situations play out, it's like, well, I don't want to be so quick to condemn because that sounds like something that either I was in the room for or participated in, or I don't know here.
And I I will say, as a person who just really wants, I guess my thing is, let's get to the bottom of it. Pull the string and let's figure it out and get to the bottom of it. And let's like not do the, well, it ain't my fault. Because there's no point of doing the, well, I didn't know and I was never there and I never went to a Diddy party and then I would never do the things that I heard. Like, what I need to hear is that it is, or what I need to say is, it is not every single person's fault, right? But it is also, we are living in a culture that makes all of these things okay.
Yep.
And if you're not actually okay with those things, imagine you sitting there like over here defending it instead of saying, absolutely not, I would be no parts. All to be able to do it later.
All to be able to, defending that person because you're defending that person because you're defending yourself. Nasty work.
Some of the nastiest work.
Yeah. So I mean, I think I remember when you first mentioned it to me, just again from the optics standpoint, it's like you're trying to influence the court of Shaderoom, and it looks.
Pick me up.
What you don't understand, Mr. Kevin Lyles, is this is damning.
It's damning to you.
It's damning. You are much better off just being quiet. You want to take the Jay-Z route and be like, you're not gonna get one red penny. You should have just been quiet.
Can't get me cover.
You know, because if she's going to take you to court, she's going to take you to court. Look that, you know. But here we are.
Real quick before we go to break, I think Michelle is always knowing where I'm trying to go, and then sometimes I don't get there. So in the chat, she says, in 2025, and we're still pretending like no victim of assault ever kept contact with their abuser in the history of the world. There's where I was trying to go. This idea that you can map out all of the nice things this person has said about you throughout the history of your relationship is fucking laughable. Like, you have absolutely zero comprehension skills if your idea of proving your case is that she was like, he's nice. Like,
right,
you're nice sometimes, and then also you're fucking not sometimes.
You're a
like,
monster.
And I don't have to go on the internet and every single time you're a monster say Kevin Lyles was being a monster tonight. Like, that's not how it works. And the idea that that's what the expectation is wild, as if men do any of that.
Right.
As if men do any of the things that they are expecting women to do, especially in a moment of being assaulted. It's wild for the fucking night. And the idea that you don't understand that that anybody would still be saying anything nice about the person who harmed them means to me that you do not understand what harm is. And you are refusing to understand the dynamic of power and an abuser and someone being abused.
Right.
And as a person who has been in that position, fucking laughable for anybody to be like, well, I don't know why she didn't just leave, or I did, like, because you exist. That's why.
Right.
Because you're somebody's community. That's why. And you can't just leave that really fucked up situation and scenario and go to the community that's even fucking worse when it comes to being
support any of it. Yeah.
And go, this is the thing that happened to me. Because you're going to say, what? You're going to have 17 questions for me on why I didn't tell you before, even though it just happened yesterday and I'm telling you now.
Right. Right.
But if you think that there's no weirdness between a fucking boss and an employee, and that employee saying a bunch of nice shit about that boss, and doesn't matter the scenario of what the nice is, I know his family, we're best friends, like all of those, if you can't really understand, you're not trying to.
Yeah.
You're literally refusing to understand a personal dynamic that you actually, I'm certain of it, no matter which role you played, have been a part of before.
Oh yeah.
Like,
yeah. I like the very common, very basic comparison. You can't even tell your boss I don't
You
want
want the day off.
Right.
You lying about the day off to somebody that you have a good rapport with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah,
like, be for real. You've
man.
been lying to people just to be able, in positions of power, to be able to live your life. All of a sudden, you don't understand when you were harmed by that person?
Right.
Be for real.
Yeah.
For once, please.
Yeah. All right.
We're past.
We're going to shoot. We're going to hit break. We're going to hit break. If you haven't yet, hit that like button, subscribe, share with your friends. Share the link now, because we're coming back with a guest. So share the link now. Let's get more people in the chat.
Yeah, it's about to pop.
You know what I'm saying? It's about to go down.
Y'all ready? Tell us you ready.
I think they're ready. What up, Theotis? I think they're ready. I think they're ready.
Really cooking. Why does it smell good? This is a problem.
Smells great. Smells great. All right, so we'll see you in 10 minutes. My dear word. Shout out to L&J Industries, man.
Are we back?
We are back. The catering here is amazing.
The catering just comes through. It doesn't even mean to. That's a lie. Lily be meaning to.
Lily is a cannon. Cannon in the kitchen.
She's a beast in the kitchen.
Kitchen cannon.
She be doing it. Shout out to my baby. Okay, so let's do this real fast. Because it's time.
Nervous.
Don't be nervous.
Okay. I got chicken.
Yeah, you got chicken. Be happy.
Got it.
You keep eating while we introduce you. Tonight, we are beyond honored to be joined by a powerhouse whose work lives right at the intersection of justice, design, community, and visioning. Joy Elise Davis is not only an organizer and strategist, she's a space maker, a truth teller, and someone who doesn't just pull up a chair to the table. She checks the whole structure, breaks it down if it's broken, and makes sure that Black and Indigenous folks are leading the rebuild.
I'm so sorry.
Please be.
Joy Elise is a proud Cincinnatian. Did I say that right?
You did.
Okay.
Finally.
Shout out to Ohio.
And a graduate of Miami University and Parsons School of Design. She spent more than a decade supporting and leading social justice organizations, and over 5 years consulting on urban planning and racial equity right here in Oregon. She's the founder of the award-winning Design and Culture Lab, which sounds fancy, but make no mistake, it's about identity, it's about place, and it's about power.
Right now, she serves as the executive director of Imagine Black, helping our community not just dream about liberation, but organize toward it. We've admired her work for years, and we cannot wait for you to hear what she has to say. Please welcome to News with My Fiance, the brilliant Joy Elise Davis.
I'm about to make me cry. I was like, write all my bios. I'm so happy to be here. I'm honored. I'm just, whenever y'all call, I'm like, please call me back. I was like, oh, you need me on Monday? I was hyped.
We also prepared another intro.
No.
And it goes a little something like this.
Fuck the frail shit. Because when my coat come in, they gotta use the scale that they weigh the whales with.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yes, I approve. T-shirt that too. I heard we were making T-shirts tonight.
All the T-shirts.
Drama.
Very well done. You executed
I did. I'm kind of like make a clip of this. Play it for me before I have to do something. Just to I mess with it. I fuck with it.
Oh man. Ambush always laughs at me because of how excited I get by East Coast music. Like, East Coast music is just the same. Like I was saying in the beginning, Portland, you get to soak it all up. We didn't have a weird, so there was no way I wasn't listening to every single thing I could put my hands on. And so there are moments where he's like, why do you know that song?
It's like mixtape
Why do you
track.
care about that?
Underground.
It's like, yeah. It's like, what do you... And she'll bring... I'm like, what are you talking
You're a scholar.
about? I moved away from this. Why are you taking me back? What's happening here?
Come back here with me. Let us sell crack. Back here in the alleyway.
There it is.
If you can.
Okay. Joy.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you.
This is there's so much to talk about. And you know, I will say this, that if y'all don't know who Joy Elise is, you will get a better understanding by the time the end of this. But we're just jumping in.
Yeah.
I'm not asking you to give me your bio. I'm not asking you to tell us everything about Imagine Black right now. They can Google. They can Google. And this is a time to hear a person talk about things that are happening in real time rather than give you all of the things they've done for previously, right? Like, know that everything you are about to hear is from a very credentialed person, a very experienced person.
Yep.
We are not bringing folks on that don't have an understanding of what they're talking about. That's not cute. We don't love it. We see it everywhere. Don't want it. Like, that's not what we're doing. So moving with that understanding, we are planning on talking about all things Portland this, entire time.
Yeah.
But I have to start. I have to start with the two of you. This is the moment where I get to sit back and let y'all tell a story, because we have a very meta moment within our lives. And that is, okay, real quick, sorry. Shout out to AJ in the chat, said, AJ. News with My Fiance already vetted the guest. We love to see it. It's exactly that. Know that you are going to hear from somebody who knows what they're talking about.
Right.
You don't have to ask. You can spend the time Googling later. You can figure out all of that after, but listen while they're here. That said, we have a very meta moment.
Yeah,
and very specifically between the two of you. And I am connected, but I'm also like the connection that doesn't matter in it. And so I am hoping that I can be regaled by the two of you with the Greg story.
So
thank you.
Please.
Thank you for just picking that up and not being like, what Greg story?
So everything that Morgan said so far and part of our intro is just, not only is it a great depiction of what Joy has accomplished and who she is and what she means to community, it's also the dynamic of our relationship. It's just like, this is Joy. Like, what are we talking about? So I get a text, 10 a.m., February 4th. Hey, Am. Greg says, why you got a shirt on? So there's been this running joke in our family for quite some time. And this is where you might need to jump in, because I usually get lost in the details of how we even got here.
Fair.
But what it's turned into is any opportunity people can just slide in. Hey, Ann, why you got a shirt on? Why you wearing the shirt right now? It's amazing. The better it gets, the most awkward moments. It's how people are one-upping each other. I'm talking about Thanksgiving dinner. It's just like at moments with, why are we doing this?
We shouldn't be doing
we
this
should
right
not
now.
behave yourselves. If we were a church-going family, I'm telling you, someone will put it in the tithe
There's a lot
plate,
of pinches.
pass it down, and I'll be like,
No,
like,
they would.
That's how this is going.
And by they, it'd be me.
Yeah. So I get that text from Joy. So I respond, wait, what?
How could you be saying this?
How are these worlds? There's no cross here. What's happening?
Oh, there's a cross.
Yeah. She said, your cousin is here for ADT. I was like, okay. All right.
I'm aware of this.
Yeah. So Joy, how did
Randomly, we're getting a security installed in Old Town. I'm talking to this cool dude named Greg, and then he starts talking about this black man that he knows. And I'm not gonna lie, at first I was like, okay, you can't just name drop any black man and assume that I'll know them in Oregon. But this time I was like, oh no, I know them. I know them really well. Like, they're on my board. Like, I'm gonna send. He's like, you need to send this text word for word. So I just did it. I didn't question it. I heard a little bit of the background. I was like, no, anytime to prank somebody, I'm saying it.
I'm so glad you did.
This is
Greg
the
is
most
great.
important part.
Shout out to Greg.
Shout out to
the
Greg.
Story. Because how often are you just, okay, I'm down to prank anybody. I'm down to do it, right?
Oh
like, and especially a board member.
Right.
Oh yeah, it could have gone long.
Right? Could have went crazy.
Like, excuse me.
the fact that you were game for it, I think, is the most amazing thing of the entire story.
Yeah.
And that you were like, okay, sure.
Always.
That is going to live in infamy in our family for forever.
Greg's got the record.
He has the record right now. Greg is the GOAT.
Yeah. His jersey's in the rafters.
You said maybe I would be able to. I don't remember if that was I believe it was Lily.
I think
Could have
Lily
been
did
Cecily.
I think Lily did.
Oh, you don't even know how it started.
Yeah.
I don't know how it
It's a
started.
myth now.
Now,
It's bigger than y'all.
In this moment, it's bigger than me.
Mhm.
Yeah. Like some of the one of the really good times, I think one of the kids just came up and said it to me. And like they were all like, like, yeah, why you got a shirt? I was like, what? And then they're all laughing. I was like, son of a... Yeah. Greg killed it.
Killed it.
And you were a part of that.
I felt honored.
It was amazing.
I love family.
Amazing.
Mhm.
Know that it is such a big deal too. Like I can't get over it because of the intersections of that.
Yeah.
And shout out to Greg for taking the shot. Like, because honestly, just random white dude being like, hey, I also know a black. Do you know a black?
I was like, tell me more.
Do
I
you
was
know
like,
this a black? Like,
your family. Once you said family, I was like, okay, like,
right.
Okay,
I'm down.
now
I'm
I'm
down.
listening. Now I'm listening.
Mhm.
But being down for that is such a big deal. And then like Greg is so fucking dope. Like shout out to Greg forever and always. Like my man's is funny AF.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
so for him to be like
That was great. Yeah.
actually
He's in the
like,
chat too.
Like he is shout out to
He
Greg
just
in the
said,
chat.
he said joy is such a delight and a force for good in the community.
Greg.
Greg, you know,
Greg held us down.
man.
I owe you an email, Greg. I will email you back.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen tomorrow.
The best thing ever was hearing like because I got to get that story from Cecily, his wife, who is my actual like my cousin. Greg is cousin by marriage, but cousin, no question.
Yeah.
But so I got to hear it from Ceci, and then I got to hear it from him, and then I got to hear it from Ambush, and then I got to hear it from Lily, and it was like every single one of these is so amazing. Like this is so good. It just because the way that I got it after talking to Seth, Ambush is like, wait, what? Hold on, Morgan?
Because I felt foolish even in retelling it.
Yeah, he
I
was
was
like, Morgan?
You're not going to believe this happened.
I feel like your text didn't even say like a smiley face. You just said what?
I was like,
I was
what?
like,
yeah. I was like, wait,
I was like,
what?
I hope you really know this
Listen,
person. I didn't get a smile and LOL.
Yeah.
Like I was
so caught off guard. It was crazy.
it was perfect.
Yeah.
He was like, I don't know what's going on right now.
But Joy said me this.
Joy said this? Greg is there?
So good.
Question mark? Like,
So good.
absolutely my most favorite story.
Yeah.
Like
Shout out to Greg.
that's the one right there. So yes, shout out to Greg. Shout out to continuously bringing us closer.
Yeah, shout out to family. Shout out to
Family.
You know, all the things.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was my first question. My second question for the both of you, again, because you're both transplants.
We are.
Yes.
And you both have been here for a decent amount of time.
It'll be 10 years
Yeah, I'm a little
next
over.
year.
I
Next
think
year.
I'm
it'll
like
be 10 years.
12. Yeah,
Okay.
12
Nice.
next year. Weird,
Nice.
right? Happened fast.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Real fast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So this question is for both of you. And Joy, you get to go first.
Okay, I'm ready.
Beyond this just being where you live, what is driving y'all to make this place better?
Oh, that is a really good question. Honestly, it's the people. I know that sounds so cheesy, but like there's good people here. There's like family here. I don't know when I'm not gonna lie, until my now husband moved here first. Portland wasn't on my radar.
Okay.
I wasn't even thinking about it. I was living in New York. I was in my little best early 20 life. I was like, New York City.
Okay.
And I came to visit one summer. I spent the whole summer here and I was obsessed. I was like, this is where I need to go. Urban design, urban planning. Like this is here. All these things are being piloted. And then, not to get historical, I heard about this amazing protest that now the org I work at, but known as POF, did in 2013 and 14. And I was in school and I was like, this is obviously where I need to go. Like people are protesting, pushing back on Prosper Portland in this moment. I was hyped. Yeah, I had to be here. So yeah, that's why the people.
So definitely stole my
Easy
answer.
for
Yeah,
you.
I was like,
Yeah.
slam dunk. I don't know. Thank you.
Yeah.
Literally.
It was the same. It was the same for me. It literally was the people, and I was fortunate. Morgan and I dated long distance for 2-3 years. I think it was 2 years, 3 years total. Because once you came, we didn't hold of it. But the first 2 years we were long distance, so it was a lot of back and forth. And early on, Morgan was like, "You're gonna want to move." I'm like, "You're bugging. I'm not moving out there. I'm loving it. Things popping in Philly, things popping in New York.
Like, I'm not moving.
Yes, not. Man, the third time I left, I was like, ooh, yeah. So being in music, being in entertainment, and also with Morgan here as my like anchor, I built community really quick, really quick. And then once I landed here and saw the way Black people were moving, the different movements, of course, there were a lot of us operating in silos, but it was just like every time I discovered a new silo, it was like another level of inspiration. Like, man, y'all are passionate about this. Man, y'all are passionate about that. Man, and y'all are in the streets. And I was like, oh no, how could you be Black here and not care and not want to get involved? Yes, so like my whole thing was, because I love Portland so much and I love what Black life is here, I would do anything possible to sustain it and help it grow and develop. Yes, more of this. Like, what? Absolutely. Yeah, sure. That's definitely what drove me.
So clean here too.
It's so clean.
Listen, when I first visited, I was like, "There's no trash cans around," because in New York, it's trash cans every corner, overfilled, disgusting. You got smells.
Rats the size of cats.
Like, Rob, are people just walking around with their trash on them? I didn't understand it. I was like, "Are people just clean? Are they just caring for their environment?" And then I saw I was on the highway coming in, and there was a tree. The highway diverted around a tree, and I was like, "Trees? Trees are just here."
Trees have rights?
I was confused. I was like, "Oh,
trees matter."
It's strange. Probably, I'm not gonna say it. Probably a little bit. Yeah, they love some trees here. It was clean. Got me too. I was like, oh, you could do stuff here.
Joy. Yeah. I drank tap water.
I know.
And good. I said, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, tap water's nice.
What are we talking about?
Crystal clean.
Yes.
Yeah. I can't go anywhere else and drink water now. Like, I don't know about you. I went to Vegas. It was gross.
Oh, do not do it.
Oh, don't do it. I was like, ugh.
I accidentally.
So California, Vegas, or Nevada.
Anything west of here. Sorry, y'all.
You're not gonna be able to. No.
At the house we lived at before we moved out here, I kept a Brita filter on the faucet, and one time I've had it in the off position and accidentally drank it. I almost choked. I was like,
so what in the Flint?
What? Yes. What in the Flint?
No, really?
Yeah, no. The proximity to nature, air quality, water quality. I cracked the joke with them a couple of weeks ago. I was like, I remember when the first time I came here and landed, and I'm like, why are there trees at the airport? Yeah, there's like a river here. Where did I? Am I in Alaska? Where did I land? Yeah. What's happening?
A little mountain in the background.
Right.
It was
cute.
Little
mountain in the background.
It was cute.
Nerve.
I got mountains just chilling. So yeah, quality of life, and I want to, you want to maintain that. Yeah. Once it's your home,
you fight for it.
Yeah, it's that simple. Yeah, yeah.
AJ in the chat said, "I love hearing why y'all are passionate about Portland." And that's all I was going for. I was just trying to hear what y'all,
Yeah.
I knew I'm forever. I've lived a lot of places, but not for long enough to be active in those spaces. And I'm always intrigued by somebody coming somewhere and seeing the community, being a part of the community, and being like, y'all need more, you know? Mm-hmm. And so that's why I asked, because it's a big deal.
I will say though, had to learn to like take some steps back too. Like when you get here, you can't be coming real loud, act like you know more. Absolutely not. Don't be that person.
Don't be one of those,
because they make us look bad.
Yeah,
I'm like, come on,
bro. Where I'm from, please.
Do you know the phrase "put your foot in it"? I'm like, y'all,
go back.
Just be quiet. Nobody needs you to do that. Yeah, just listen a little bit. Show up.
Yeah, just show up.
Yeah, showed up for a while. Just
for real. Mm-hmm. Was there any place that you lived that almost stole you from Portland? Was
you
there
asking me that?
Yeah. Was there a place that was like,
That's a good question.
Don't know.
You're like, I'm here, but
I continuously find my way back here. I even on accident. I'll say that I thought I was going to live my best life in Dallas.
Okay.
Like,
I thought you were going to say
Portland
Dallas.
people love Texas. Portland black people love Texas. What is up? No, I do want to know.
Let me be clear.
The amount of black people I know who've been back and forth to Texas, moving to Texas. Y'all love Texas.
Cheap there. Cheap there. Cheap there. Cheap there. Cheap there.
I need to know. I need to know.
Okay, I got lucky. So my best friend from first grade lives there, right?
That counts.
And her family lives there, and her family is my family. Those are auntie and uncle. Her brother is my brother. Like, so going there, I went there for work. I was going to be there 9 months, and my whole thing was like, I can do anything for 9 months.
Yeah,
that's no big deal. Like, if I hate it, then it's 9 months. If I love it, it's 9 months. Like, the cost of living is wild.
Very nice. It's very nice.
You feel like a rich, and I was not a rich.
Like, they get mansions for pennies.
They
got us here struggling in Oregon.
So I'm understand that I have. And this is funny to say because, from Portland, I left a 2-bedroom. Like, I lived in a 4-plex, an old Portland house that was converted to a 4-plex, which is like so much of the living here, or was for a long time, before we got a bunch of high rises that are that. But that was my first apartment. I left there. I went to Denver first, and then I went to Dallas. At the time of moving to Dallas, that's the most amount of money I'd ever paid for rent, but it was the very first time I had anything brand new. Right? Yeah. So, like, this is a brand new apartment.
All the new appliances.
All the new amenities, all the appliances.
Got washer and dryer in there. I know.
All in
luxury.
A closet. You know, just like you would never know.
Not in the hallway closet.
So cute. This was a full-blown, like, this is a studio apartment.
Oh, wow.
But it's huge for a studio. And it's concrete polished floors. And it's floor to ceiling windows. And it's this and that. So I went from a 2-bedroom apartment in Portland with a full-blown balcony outside. I'm paying more money for this tiny little studio, but I never felt like I had more.
This grown.
Right? Like, I never felt this grown.
Yeah.
All the things are happening here.
And this is your 20s.
Yeah. All of our, utilities are shared. The water's shared. The power is shared. All the things. Like,
y'all listen in Portland landlords.
I'm literally paying $13 every single month for power.
Yeah.
Run me that every day. Like, there were things about it that were just like.
It's hella black down there, too.
And it's
so black and brown. They're everywhere.
So black. And so black. So many different variations of black. So many different brands of black people. Like, it was my first, I'm living in a black city now.
Yeah.
And then their, metro area of Dallas, Fort Worth, or Fort Worth and Arlington, where it's like, there's even more black people and it's more happening. And there was never a moment where it was boring. There was never a moment where you didn't have something to do. There was never a moment where you didn't have good food to go get, or, you know what I'm saying? So I loved it there. And I thought I would not care for it, and was just like, well, at least I got people that I care about.
Which is nice.
That ended up being like, the best part about it, but also like, there were so many other best parts about it. I love the Bay. And I wish that I could say, when you ask that question, I wish my answer could be San Francisco, but I can't. I've never done anything in my life, no matter how good I was at a thing, made enough money to live.
I was like, who can live there? Yeah.
I've never made enough money to live there.
Unless
I made so little money while I worked there that I was like, I can't afford to live here.
It's not gonna work out.
Does anybody want to pay me more so I can keep living? Oh, you don't. Okay, got it. Okay, I guess I'll go home. Like, yeah, so that would be
okay.
Because I love Philly, and I love Philly to visit.
Right.
I don't want to live in Philly again. I don't want to live in New York. There's parts of the East Coast are just too Beast Coast for me that I just can't. I don't want to be that on. I'm on edge already. That's like my
It's a lot of
resting heart
anxiety.
rate.
Yeah.
I don't need extra. I don't need
Yeah. They got the extra rats down there too.
Yeah.
That was before I didn't have all those rats, so I can't go back. But yeah,
it's major. It can be major.
It's a situation.
AJ said a lot of Black Portlanders fams migrated from Texas.
Oh,
and that's why we have that major back and forth from there. Texas Southern was also an HBCU that recruited up here for a long time.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I mean, like, I know so many people I'm moving to it feels like every week I'm losing somebody to Texas. But thank you, AJ, because we don't know.
That's how it was on the East Coast for Atlanta.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we going to Atlanta.
Oh, that was Portland for Atlanta.
Okay. Everybody was just going to Atlanta.
Atlanta put a lot of money in to get people to Atlanta.
Are you a city with Black people in it? Atlanta.
Yeah.
We're going to Atlanta.
Yeah, we're all going to Atlanta.
See you down there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I almost went to Atlanta. I almost went to Spelman. Just close.
That was my dream school when I was a youngin'.
Yeah.
That was I'm definitely going to Spelman.
That's
my move.
The lack of scholarship got me.
Didn't work out.
I was like, y'all want me to pay this amount of money? I was like, I'm staying in state where I could try to, I don't know, get my laundry for free at home. I couldn't afford Spelman money.
So much money.
It was like $40,000-$50,000 a year.
Then.
Yeah, I don't know what it is now. It's probably 80.
Yeah.
You got to sell something to get their kidney or something.
A whole organ.
It's a great school. Great school.
That
beautiful school.
That was my plan.
Because Spelman folks don't come for us. No, beautiful school.
Yeah, no, we don't.
If we had the money.
We meant we couldn't.
We just, we weren't at that level.
We wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what we did.
Yeah.
Hey, P-Town.
Okay.
Hey, P-Town. All right, so I want to jump into some Portland stuff.
Yeah.
Portland stuff.
Because both of you are very well versed, but when it comes to policy, when it comes to the behind the scenes, what's actually happening, you are a person that I'm forever and always looking at.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people that look to me and I'm looking to you. So,
right.
Make that connection if you want.
I got some folks I'm looking at too. I'm like, there's a circle. There's
That's
something
how
happening.
That goes.
Yeah,
That's how
yeah.
that goes. That it is totally how it goes. But there's so much happening right now.
There's a lot.
And very specifically within the city. I mean, Portland City Council is doing what I like to call the fool, like just out here
wilding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You hate to see it, in all honesty, and especially when it comes to a new form of city government, a new way that we voted that government in. And I'll get to that question at the later as we talk through this, but know that that's a question that's lingering for me, is just like, what does this mean as we see it not do what we were hoping for necessarily? What does it mean to the people who hated it from the jump? Like
ranked choice voting in particular.
Ranked choice voting, having more like a dispersed power dynamic and districts and how that's supposed to work, the whole entire format.
It's a little messy.
Yeah.
I'm still here for it.
Same.
I'm still here for it, even knowing that I don't like the way that it looks today.
Right.
Of course.
What I know for certain is what it was before can't work.
Hello.
Didn't work then. Didn't work years before then.
Right.
And so I'm down to have the road bumps or the speed bumps or whatever, the potholes of the new thing. But we'll get to that question.
Yeah.
I want to talk about just first up, like the city council has been doing a lot.
Right.
And one council person in particular has been
do we whisper?
Showing their hand. Dan Ryan.
Oh, enough said. How'd he get back in? Oops.
Oh my god.
Like, have you ever had a oopsie so bad?
Yeah. People weren't paying attention, I think.
Is that, I think that probably is true.
I think all the time about what our city would look like if we just would have elected AJ every single time. Every single time. I'm like, oh, this is weird. I wonder if we had an alternative, y'all.
We had an alternative.
We had a great alternative. But old form of government. I mean, like, it was a different system.
Right.
It wasn't set up for Black folks to be able to get on city council very easily.
1,000%.
Yeah.
It's still, this is the best version of it.
There's still
but
more work.
because
Yeah.
the first version is always going to be a rough go.
Yes.
Second version is going to be a rough go. Maybe on the third, we're having a little smoother ride, right? I'm just hoping we make it to the third ride.
Yeah, yeah. We have some
Because
growing pains.
I worry about reactionary Portland and the way that they respond to, things that we have voted for that are so not just important, but the only way to fix a thing.
Yeah.
And then we don't fund it. And then
Yeah.
everybody looks at it going, see, it didn't work. Gonna have to make drugs illegal again.
I knew you were gonna talk about that. I was like, oh, we're just gonna roll back the crim in 5 minutes. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we have a lack of like civic education here. We make our system so complicated to understand by design. Most people don't know who they need to talk to if they have a pothole versus the highway messing up versus like it could be 4 different people 4 different agencies you need to talk to.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's going to be messy for a little bit, but expanding democracy is always better. It's always better.
Say it again.
It's always better.
Always better.
Yeah.
And I think the hard part about democracy that I think we don't like to sit with is sometimes we don't always win. And that sucks. I'm not gonna lie, that's hard. You're like, sometimes you get out organized.
Yeah.
Sometimes you realize that there's a policy that made it harder for your folks to show up. Or there's some things, sometimes you learn some things and it doesn't mean we always win, but I'll take it over. I mean, literally any other thing.
Not winning doesn't mean you lost all the time.
Yes.
And the thing that we live in is that if your candidate didn't win, you lost. And that's
there's
not
always another
the
way.
case.
Yeah, yeah. Voting isn't everything. It is one of the tools we use, but it's not the only tool. I'm like, okay, we got some goofy folks.
Right.
We can still do some things with that.
And very specifically when it comes to local things, what can we do? We can talk to those people, people, right? Or at least their offices the way that you're going to get me to the point where I can talk to this person.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to write whoever, Chuck Schumer or whatever.
They don't care.
They don't care.
Yeah. They want your $5 every month. They want those emails. Yeah. They don't care. I mean, respectfully, it's just, it's not the same. Yeah, we get to talk to the folks. We get to like make them nervous in some ways to say like, oh, you want to play games? We will be back in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Yeah. I got people. I can organize. Yeah. Organize you out of office, essentially.
One of the things that I absolutely loved about the pandemic was people just harassing Ted Wheeler. And I mean that wholeheartedly, using that word. I don't mind.
It was great. I mean, so many things. I forgot all about this man. I mean, everything from his little glow up in the beginning of the pandemic. Now he got a stylist. Now he's trying to be of the people.
He out here.
I don't think he's ever going to run for office again. I think I think he was on the path to something. He was like, absolutely, no.
You are not Gavin Newsom.
People seeing him at the restaurants and being like, oh, I'm pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should be. That's what you signed up. You signed up to represent the people. You're going to hear from them.
You didn't.
Period.
Oh, no, did not.
Period.
But when you're, timber baron, I think maybe it's a lot easier to not listen to the people.
Oh, well, you got a street named after you, or a county, right?
No, a whole city.
Yeah,
and a county.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah,
it's different.
I am from here, right? I have been to Wheeler, Oregon, multiple times.
Oh, great.
Had no idea. Not until literally like 2020 was I like, wait.
I didn't know y'all had families like that here. Like the Rockefellers and these big names.
Far and few.
Yeah.
But they here.
The influence is wild. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's another thing to talk about. And I want to come back to Dan Ryan because I don't want to leave that dude sitting out there like a hanging Chad.
Stuff.
We have plenty of things to say to you.
Plenty.
But that there's a lot to not just the power dynamic, not just the families, but like how much legacy hits. So just even the name recognition,
it's huge.
And like I know we have, and I'm sure you have been watching the ongoing sort of Portland Children's Levy.
Oh, yes.
Debate.
Is it debate? Yes.
If we get to give it that.
Okay,
I'm not sure
that's nice. That's nice.
That's
yeah.
It's a couched word.
I'm okay with it.
For lack of a better. I'll say that.
Yeah.
One of the things that I said immediately was like, name recognition is it. So Oregon Food Bank, you're gonna get it's off rip, right? You just we know you and we know what you do. So check, you get
You've been
whatever
here
you
for
just
X
ask
amount
for.
of years. Yeah.
It almost doesn't matter if you have the name recognition and you have that legacy of service. I guess,
it's harder.
Mark. You just get it.
You get it. It's harder to push back and to demand that you deserve the money too. Yeah.
And what do we do with that? Because you can have a scandal. Oregon Food Bank, like giving out expired food and giving out moldy food. And you still off rip get the funding. Like as Black people, I just don't even I don't even understand.
We would be in
the
mechanism. We would have a whole article, multiple articles. There'll be a takedown piece. When you have resources, you get to make mistakes and no one cares. You get to you get to make mistakes. You have power. You get to make mistakes. You get to say, oh, that was an oopsie, my bad. We have better systems now. Or we're going to have our, 10 grant writers are going to fix it. I don't know how you can. Yeah, it's unfair.
We have better systems now is amazing.
We have a new person.
Oh, yeah.
Fine. Yeah.
On it.
That's old policy. We don't do that
we brought
anymore.
a consultant in. So
nasty.
there's a DEI person here. No, Jedi. There's some Jedi people here. So we're good. We're good. No disrespect to the Jedi folks, but y'all know what's happening too. They know what's happening.
Wow.
They know what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I caught the piece that he did on Dan Ryan did on, I believe it was Coin 6, might have been KGW. It was directly after the meeting when he was, just really up in arms about the $2 million that was defunded from the police.
They love that word.
That's the word.
Grab my notes.
Grab your notes.
They love that word when they love that word.
And now they love that word.
They're using it's such a talking point now. Every time I hear any government agency say they've been defunded when they haven't, I'm like, oh, so you're conservatives. Oh, so you're actually on the right.
Period.
Oh, so you're actually actively harming Black and brown people. Got
right.
it. That's like code for, not even code anymore. I'm just like, okay, you're just lying.
Yeah.
I mean, the budget is huge. Huge budget.
$313 million. The most money they have ever been given, period, point blank, at all.
Right.
Biggest budget.
So you moved here, what you said, 2015?
2016.
16, I moved 2014.
Okay.
In the time, my notes, since 2015, guess how the police budget has grown? By over $125 million.
Since 2015.
Since 2015.
That's 10 years.
Yeah, it's wild. So 2015, 2016, it was $190 million.
10 years. Oh!
And then in 2019, 2020, it went up to $236 million.
Oh, that's wild.
2020, it went down to 223. So when they say we were defunded, and we worked with great orgs like United Oregon. There were folks like Don't Shoot Portland. A lot of people were doing a lot of work to shrink the budget. Even then, we just got some money off of positions they were never going to hire for.
Right.
Like they didn't really get defunded. No one got fired. It was empty positions. They've always had a hard time getting people to work there. It's nothing new.
So this 91 vacancies they have now.
If you look back, they've always
literally
had less.
par for the course.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at the DOJ settlement, they talked about that too. Don't get me wrong. I'm an abolitionist. So I'm not advocating for them to have more money or more positions, but they can't even do with the money that they have. They can't.
Right.
It's a slush fund for them. They get to have pretty little toys and
Buy,
drones.
buy 2 planes.
Yeah, all this stuff. Military equipment that they don't need. No, they have.
I'm still so mad about that.
They have quite a lot of money, and everyone else, is getting deep cuts. You see the video. I mean, I wasn't at the budget hearing, but I was watching it, and you hear different bureau directors begging for. I mean, they probably won't say beg, but begging. I'm seeing people that I respect deeply just trying to get an extra $2 million, and here we are just giving wrong word, but close. Portland, please, just anything that they want. I mean, them saying that they got defunded because they got $2 million less is ridiculous.
Right.
So first of all, the mayor, they asked for what they got. The mayor added $2 million. They didn't even ask for that amount.
Right.
The mayor added $2 million.
Thank you.
And then the city council was like, well, you don't need this $2 million. We're actually going to take you back to the ask that you made. So if they're not being defunded, I would love to see them being defunded. That would be amazing. A dream. Yes, I would love to be there. I would be dancing outside the city house. I'll be hyped. No, they're not getting defunded.
Right.
And the lies are just really strange. But they love using that word. It's manipulation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That really upset me when I saw him specifically go that route, because now here it is. It's documented. You were on video misinforming people.
It's
just using disinformation. Nothing like really upsets me more than that.
Same.
Because the ripple effect is it just continues to move on. Like, again, you're creating false talking points for people.
Yeah.
You're radicalizing people in the wrong direction. You know what I'm saying? Like, for them to have that budget increase that you just explained over a 10-year period, has Portland gotten safer?
Come on.
Like,
I mean, people still can't. I mean, for people who do call the police, they still don't get people to show up. Like, that's been the story for, I'm sure you know more than I do, for years, decades. Like,
the funniest thing to me forever is hearing people who say we need more police because when I call the police, they don't show up. Baby,
did you hear yourself?
That's them.
Also, like, it already happened.
Right.
Your thing happened. Nothing can stop the thing from happening now, which they never would have done.
No.
Right.
Like, be very, very clear that police are not here to stop. They're not pre-crime. There's no pre-crime except for resources and investment within your community.
There it is.
That's pre-crime.
It's the only way. But
it's the only way.
We love propaganda. We love our Law and Order. I won't watch that show. We love it. We love, what's a little TV show with the kids? I don't have any kids.
Right.
Paw Patrol.
Paw Patrol.
We love that. We love all the militarized shows. Like, we like to think they really show up and they're like stopping crime from happening. Like, that's not what they're designed to do. They don't know how to do it. And
maybe when you're an adult and you watch these things, it's easier to understand.
Yeah.
But and very specifically when it came to Law and Order, I just didn't. That was my mom's favorite show.
It had a good representation. You saw black and brown folks.
There were all sorts of people,
different languages. They were diverse.
Doing different things. There were people that were showing up for the victims sometimes. So there was like this, like, oh, the police care.
Yeah.
But as a kid, I didn't care for. I didn't like it. I wanted no parts. I was like, if you don't get this and the Perry Mason and that Matlock out of my face, I did like Matlock, but I get all of that out of my face. Right. As an adult, I like. Law and Order can be in the background or something.
SVU.
Oh my gosh. What was the other one? Crime Scene Investigators. That was my show. Science?
Okay. She said, give me the science.
Give me the CSI.
Click that fingerprint up. I don't know. I almost wanted to be one for a second.
Oh, I was very close to being a forensic scientist.
Yeah.
Like, very, very
Shout
close.
out to them, but also no.
But also no.
No.
But also absolutely not.
Nah, I'm good on it. But I think it's also a good example of like, and people can get mad, but like diversity alone will not save us.
It cannot.
The amount of times we saw Law and Order, have we had any city government look like Law and Order?
No.
And even if we did, it won't inherently save us. Like,
no, because what if the people that look like you aren't for you?
Oh, 100%.
Right?
100%.
Like, what if the people that look like you are for capitalism or are for the criminal justice system as it is today? Because there are so many people that go through all of the years of school to become a lawyer and then believe this is a criminal justice system that works if you work it the right way, right? Or whatever it is that they tell, whatever it is that they tell themselves. I wanted to be a lawyer. That was what I wanted to be as a kid. And I was like, that's what I'm going to do. And then I did, in fact, watch Matlock lose a case. And I was like, first of all, you can lose.
Mess me up.
And two, you could send an innocent person to jail or be a part of it, right?
Yeah.
And that was I don't think I can be a part of that system.
Yeah.
Was, what if my client is innocent and I do something that makes it so that they're not in?
I couldn't live with that. That would be,
that was
even if I had nothing to do with it, that was wrong. It would hurt. I also thought I was going to be, I feel like they try to push like direct, you know what I mean? Black femmes into being like, we just all got to be a lawyer. I didn't know many careers.
You argue anyway.
They always said like, you can argue. I also didn't know. I knew zero careers. So I was like, okay, like,
sounds good.
I'll be a lawyer. Yeah. Civil rights lawyer. Yeah.
Wow. I think y'all really just like hit the nail on the head.
They can't know what to do with this.
Direct response to you guys even voicing yourself in any way is you need to become a lawyer.
You should be a lawyer.
It's the only path for us.
It's literally the only path for us.
Yeah. And then when you reject it,
and I'm a living proof
right
now where
An unhappy aunt.
Auntie hates the fact that I am not.
Oh,
And how dare you not? And you still have time.
there's so many
And
lawyers.
you should
though.
be.
There's so many lawyers.
There's like
no shortage.
There's an
so many.
overage, except for in public defenders
Oh,
in Oregon.
That's because they won't they won't give them any money.
They
and,
will refuse to pay you.
Mhm.
And so be rich, but also be for the fight of good, I guess.
Yeah.
No, it's big bad.
Really
But
sad.
no, I think
They pushed us there.
I think we just
that
nailed
that
the
just hit me like,
damn.
whoa, light bulb.
That's
I
it.
mean, I didn't know
You
about
won't
like
argue anyway. You might as well make it.
you
Yeah.
might as well do it.
Since you love to argue so much,
that
you might
was
as well
it.
get
It was
paid
actually
for
You
it.
argue so much.
Yeah, it was not out of love. I don't think.
No,
it was.
no.
Yeah, you need rules. Obviously,
Yeah,
if you just
yeah.
only know the rules.
Okay, so there was the thing that always caught me a little bit when my aunt would say this as a compliment was like, I feel like you're not giving me a compliment. And that
I don't know, Auntie, but it doesn't sound like she
and
was.
she wasn't.
She
She
wasn't.
wasn't.
Like,
Mm-mm.
and to be
There's
very
no
clear,
shade like an Auntie shade though. It's skill.
and especially one that wasn't with you.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
how you got an opinion? Oops.
it's always my question,
Yeah.
and they got the biggest, loudest
Yeah.
ones. Like,
Ugh.
well, let me tell you what you should have done.
Yeah.
Right. I now understand.
Yeah.
That's literally her being like, you talk too much.
Yeah, you don't.
always have something
questioning
to say.
authority.
You're questioning authority.
Yeah.
They told you to do something, and you got something to
Mhm.
say about it. I guess you should be a lawyer.
I wish they like put me on like a path of like organizing or like active. You know how that would have saved me
Because
so
you
much time.
You should
It
be an
saved me so much
activist.
You should change the world. You
You
should try
should
to
be an
push for the world to be
activist.
better. Instead, it was like, well, you just need to learn the rules.
You should just go to law school.
Yeah, gosh, so many lawyers.
AJ said, I still want to be a lawyer. I want to
Okay.
pass out lawsuits like Oprah passes out tired books.
Oh, that'd be nice. Just you get a lawsuit. I mean,
you get a lawsuit.
there was a lawsuit against Prosper Portland that got settled recently. $2 million. I thought it was not enough.
Go on.
So a group of folks, the Emmanuel Displaced Persons group,
Mm.
they had a lawsuit. I believe it was federal. They settled with Legacy, but like the whole argument, if I'm not mistaken, was that Legacy Emmanuel, City of Portland, and Prosper Portland basically like canoodled, to
Yeah.
take us out, to take
Yep.
people out.
Yep.
And
Get them black people up out of by now.
they
Who needs
settled.
them?
I don't know how much Legacy settled, but the city settled for $2 million for 26 families. I thought that was quite disrespectful.
That's too little.
Yeah.
They
too
got some
little
other
and
things
it's too
in there. Like
Yeah.
they got some like, Prosper's going to write a letter of support if they run a documentary. They don't have to pay certain things.
I don't want that.
They get
I
like
want-
a day for 5
houses.
years. Yeah,
give me the land you stole from me.
that,
How about that?
could be a
You know what I'm
possibility.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
give me the money for me to be able to build a house on the land you
Mhm.
took from me. Like, you $2 million to be dispersed between 26 families.
That's
It's wild.
wild.
So
That's a
like
big-
1 million from the city, 1 million from Prosper, and we know Prosper Portland could give more than $1 million. This is a lifetime.
Well,
debt.
especially when you spend $7 million on
What is it, made in- yeah.
2 buildings that are worth 3.
Just a
That
little.
was
Just
crazy.
Sorry, I didn't mean. to
no.
cut you
I
off.
mean,
Just-
please.
That was wild.
There's some receipts
I'm
in
not-
there. There's a
yeah,
lot of
I'm not-
articles about it. It is ridiculous. They always try to calculate the loss of like only land. They're like, oh, the wealth that you would have lost was land. That's one calculation. But the community, the sense, like the
Right.
cost to have to drive back and forth
Right.
to Northeast to like do things, to see your family, to
Yes.
get your hair done, to go to your grocery store, to see people. If you get to go to the same school still and they let you still go, that's still a cost. It's like, and I don't think that can be repaid. I mean, it's definitely not $2 million.
Mm-mm.
That's a lifetime debt from my perspective. But yeah,
that's where I'm living right now. Is
Mhm.
we are living with places that have a lifetime debt
Mhm.
that are doing performative work that is not repaying the debt
no,
and like hasn't come close to repaying that debt. Let me be real clear,
Mm.
because I don't care how many years it's been since the rebrand. We haven't repaid the debt.
What was the original name before?
Portland Development Commission. I'm calling them that again.
Which, in all honesty, keep it G with me. Because
yeah.
that's the move. If the move is we just trying to do development and we just trying to figure out how many Ritz-Carltons we can have here, is it then be that?
I love that it went bankrupt. Also, what was it, like 500 million, 600 million?
What was it, like 2 days?
Yeah, I mean, a
What
lot of
was
people
it?
could have
How
predicted
long
that
you
wasn't
been
going to work.
here?
I knew that wasn't going to work. I was
Mm.
like, oh, I thought the city was dying, but now you bought a Ritz. Like, make it I didn't
Right.
understand what narrative
Not
we were
only
going
is the
with.
city dying, but can we talk about who Portland is and how far away from a Ritz-Carlton Portland is supposed to be as a culture? Like,
What?
be fucking for real for once, please.
It made
Like,
no
just
sense.
please. It didn't make sense from the beginning.
It was so expensive.
It didn't make sense
Mm.
in the middle.
I'm
It's
afraid-
not gonna make sense on the back end, and certainly not when y'all went bankrupt. Like, LOL.
I love to see it.
The laughs are loud.
I'm
Know
afraid.
that.
I have not looked to see if any of our tax dollars went into it. I'm afraid to look.
I don't want you to know.
I would.
I don't want
Someone
to.
needs to tell me. I'm sure Dr. Lisa Bates. Someone has an article. Someone could let me know because
Yeah.
I'm gonna be very upset. But the thing is, they make us go through so many hoops to get pennies.
Yes.
They make us overly, and they just are giving money away to people with these terrible ideas. They're just giving you $7 million loan, no big deal. Like
terrible ideas and things that will not come to fruition.
no, it won't.
So, like, the idea that we were going to buy 2 buildings for double the cost
Right.
and the worth, and then that's going to then become a
Wild.
manufacturing hub for sneakers because it's literally a meet cute story.
Oh.
It's not even like a business strategy.
I heard it's
Right.
not
like,
even really manufacturing. Some of my like textile
Don't make
friends
me
and
look
apparel
up this
folks are
shit.
like, no, there's like a lot of offices are going to be there, or like satellite, like, oh, we have a factory in like Asia somewhere. We need like a house. I don't think it's what people think it is. I would love to be, I love changing my mind when I learn new information. So
same.
someone correct me, but I've been told that it's not what we think it is. But you know how many orgs need?
It only can be that.
Oh
Sorry,
yeah. Oh
please
no.
continue.
Also, people like need to buy properties. Like there's
Right.
other people in Old Town. There's other people who've been trying to like buy things. I'm thinking about like Laquita with Afro Village.
Right.
She's
Hello.
been
Right.
doing work in Old Town since I've been here.
Yeah.
I've only seen her do work in Old Town, and like no one's offering her a loan for $7 million to develop some things. It's wild.
To know that like we know where manufacturing happens, and we know where manufacturing of sneakers happens.
It's not here, y'all.
It
You know
ain't
where it
here.
is? Not here.
Right.
It's never the U.S. and it's certainly not within the city.
No,
Like-
I have a friend who works, and she's like, we cannot build up the skill.
It's not real.
We do not have the infrastructure. We don't have this, like, not even just like the will. We cannot do it. People have tried. We don't have this craft.
We're
It's
also
a craft.
for the people. It's
It's a craft.
an artisan craft at that.
Mhm.
Like you
Mhm.
have to be really good at this thing. This isn't. They're
My
not
hands aren't that great.
slopping things together.
Right.
You know what I'm
right,
saying?
Right.
So you have to be really good at a thing. We are unwilling, and I'm now at this point talking about Americans, unwilling to pay people what the labor is worth. So if you think that your $200 pair of Jordans that are getting made in Vietnam right now for 7 cents are all of a sudden going to be made in America, in Portland of all places,
It's wild.
and you still get to spend $200.
I mean,
You
they,
get to spend $250.
they won't even fix our potholes here.
They literally like it's just not real. So when I hear that, it's not real to me. This is a man that you are dreaming, and I
Yeah.
love dreams, and I love imagining,
Love
and
it.
I love sitting down and going, how can this thing be different? But
Okay, also,
in real life, when it comes to manufacturing, is America about to do it?
no.
Be
Also,
real.
like China has a different cost of living.
right.
They're paying things, they're capping things. It's not like the low prices. They've used that. They've leveraged our greed to be able to
Yes.
build up a country that has a lot of infrastructure. We could never. We don't care about our
We
people that much.
No. No.
I'm not gonna lie, they almost got me. I was like, do I need to learn some Mandarin?
Fam, I am
I was
literally
like,
in that spot right now.
What can I learn? I'm
of-
terrible at languages, but like maybe I can learn something. It's the future. I
Is
don't
it
know.
just put me in immersion? Do I
Yeah.
just need to
Right.
get there and I'll learn it? Because I'm also terrible at learning
So
languages. But
bad.
like, if you put me in it, maybe I'm gonna get it.
I'll try it.
Because the fact of the matter is, when you see, we literally were like, how about we just move our exploitation to another country,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, that's
So we moved our exploitation over there, and they were like, we'll take your exploitation and we will make our living conditions better.
It's amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We could literally never. It's
Yeah.
not a part of the lexicon. There's no playbook, Project 2025 and otherwise that
Which
then
is so-
tells you infrastructure for this country is important.
Which is so sad because like if we really wanted to do it, we could.
There's
we have so
more
much,
than enough money.
So much money to do it. Like we can have a little bullet train too. We can actually make sure people don't get displaced, kicked out. We don't have to give them $2 million when we wrong them. Like it could be a real like repairing moment. Yeah. Like it's ridiculous.
A real repairing moment. And then what if we stopped doing that harm? Right? What
crime
if
would go down?
What if we stopped doing that harm? Like what if we invested the money that we would be doing in payouts to civil suits?
So much money.
What if and the most money is to police civil suits?
Yeah.
Because they don't ever have to pay for themselves. We get to pay for their mistakes. We get to pay for their bads. We get to pay for all their fuck ups. So like imagine if that money went to communities and the resources were there.
I would love for the money to go to places who need it. Even like, gosh, all this stuff happening with the Portland Children's Levy. Like, what would it look like if we actually gave money to Equitable Giving Circle and others who are feeding people instead of funding cops to do it? It's weird. It's strange.
Imagine having a whole line item that's about hunger relief. And you're like, you know what we should do? Make sure that the Sunshine Division has money so that the police who have created a nonprofit venture are funded in that nonprofit. You know what it's like when you go to any place, Firehouse Subs. Doesn't matter where you're going.
Man.
And they're like, you want to round up so that you can donate. And we've talked about this on this show a million times. Number one, if you're new to the show, let me just say that when any large corporation asks you to round up so that you can give to their charity initiative, you are now paying their tax deductible donation to a thing. Usually that thing is their own thing. So they're just paying for their thing that they were like, here's an initiative and then we're paying for it as consumers. Number one, never do it. That's don't do it. You aren't getting that tax write-off, right? For your charitable donation. They are getting the tax write-off for your money. They are also getting to decide what to do with that money. This isn't like you giving full intentional dollars to a meaningful intentional organization. This is you giving money to Walgreens. And Walgreens is like, we also like the Heart Association. But really, that's just a tax dump for them. It's a tax haven for them. It's more money that they get to not pay in taxes. And it's still your money.
It's your money. It's weird.
Yeah. Yeah, we found we were at Firehouse Subs the other day.
It's a real life story.
It was on accident. It was on accident.
Delicious sandwich.
It was on accident.
Oh, so good.
Had I known.
And I looked at the cup, and there was a bicycle cop on the cup. I'm like, okay, this is weird. Rotate it. And it was like, wait, they have their own, Firehouse Subs has their own foundation.
Of course they do. They want that.
Then I was like, oh, Firehouse.
Wouldn't you?
What do they do? What do they do?
Your Firehouse Subs, wouldn't you have someone else pay for your whole?
What their foundation do?
They're buying bikes.
Safety.
It's buying bikes for
public
bike
safety.
Why not just give them money to the bike group? Cycling Center. Portland isn't Port. What is it called?
Yeah.
CUNY Cycling Center.
Yeah.
Well, that would mean I care.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't actually
Every time I
care.
see it,
I'm trying to find a way to funnel my money. I just want to watch it.
If I see a little thing in New Seasons with things, I was like, oh, I'm just going to give them directly. I don't even go through them. I just like, oh, this is who you care about. I'm going to do some research. And also the amount of hoops they make you go to try to be on that board. No. Their little like wall on the board. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
What's missing is the proper partnerships.
Yes.
Partnerships for progress. That's the type of.
I don't
that's
like
what,
this.
No.
Yeah.
That's
the best segue ever.
Oh, the group.
It was so good.
I was like, I've heard this name.
It was so good that I got lost. I want to be clear.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
They love that.
That was so good. I'm really sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine. You did great.
I got lost. I was like,
that was my
handoff.
That
This isn't progress.
So they're the new people for Portland, you guys. Look out for Partnership for Progress.
What does that even mean?
Well, it means that let's hold hands together.
We're gonna partner.
We partner.
Right.
Progress.
And when I say progress, I mean police. I don't know what you mean by progress,
That's
but
very clear.
When I say it, I mean
when I saw the About and I saw a lot of white men in suits, I was like, oh, your idea of progress is not my idea.
I know what you mean by progress.
Yeah.
Partnership for Portland. Do you want? Can I? I don't want to step on anything you got going.
No, definitely.
Tell me more.
I just want to clock the language, and that's a thing that is one of my things. Is pay attention to what the people are telling you because they're telling you. And so, for as much as we'll be real quick to be like, just say it. Just say you don't fuck with us. Just say you don't like us.
So much easier.
Yeah, but they are, and so that's my thing. Is that they're saying it. It may not be the language that I want them to use, but they're saying it, and they actually are explicit in what they are saying. And so if you are saying things to me like livability and like, we care about mental health and addiction, and those things need to be addressed.
Only in prisons, though.
Oh,
oops.
But if addressed means effective, like what's the words they're always using is like effective management.
Right.
Because and effective means arrested.
Yeah.
And effective means in county jail. And the thing that gets me, and I am very much in the same boat. I do not believe in this system. I do not believe in jail. I do not believe that is the way that we make any society better. No. It's wild to me to hear those folks who are real serious about like a functioning criminal justice system, but those they stop at arrest.
It's not logical. It doesn't make any sense.
Nothing past that. No, all services past that. But we got them where we want them. What else are we talking about?
I was at a community meeting. I had no business being there. It was it was in the Pearl, and it was for Counselor Green doing like little coffee talk. And I was like, okay, let me see what's up. Yeah. Like, I've been enjoying some of the things Green is saying. The people, they were like, I don't understand. We're spending so much money on houseless services. How come it's not getting better? I was like, are we spending so much money? I was like, we're spending it on the wrong things. Like,
the money's there.
Yeah, we're spending it on cops.
You've been taxed for it.
You've been taxed.
The money was collected. It's not being spent on that.
It's not when you're only spending money on shelters. That's only if you were, but they're not even. And then, but if let's say they were putting it all on shelters, that's still not going to stop the fact that some people are getting into houselessness constantly. Like our cost of living is ridiculous. It's expensive to be here. Most people, including myself, is 1-2 paychecks away from like.
Period.
Yeah, I can't afford to be here. Like it doesn't make any sense. But yeah, you have to put your money where but your budget's a moral document. Put it towards prevention. You have to stop, the pain, stop the harm, and build a new at the same time. You can't only do one.
And the focus on doing one is wild, goofy. Yeah. Like it's wild.
Not even effective.
It's not effective. And the idea that so to that point, it's a grift.
Yeah.
The Partnership for Prosperity. I mean,
for progress.
Thank you.
I don't know what they are.
Let me run through real quick. You got some really good notes here. Run
that through.
Partnership for Progress held a press conference to protest a $2 million reduction in the Portland Police Bureau's proposed $313 million budget. The event had a weak turnout and was overwhelmed by counter-protesters, largely from Portland Democratic Socialists of America. Tensions escalated quickly with protest chants and shouting disrupting the event. Despite being branded as a new grassroots coalition, the speakers represented familiar right-wing and pro-choice figures in Portland politics, including Portland police officer Eli Arnold, former Alaska Mayor Bob Weinstein, and perennial candidate Vadim Mizrahi. The event
can't stop himself from running.
He can't.
Get a job. I'm sorry. Get a hobby.
Please. Pay that man.
The event was co-promoted by Future Portland, a business backpack whose policy director, Vicky Payne, also a staffer for County Commissioner Julia Brim-Edwards, sent out the press advisory during work hours, raising questions about misuse of public time.
Oh, that old thing.
Critics say the group's platform recycles failed neoliberal and reactionary policies, boosting police funding, lowering taxes for businesses, and privatizing public services, while ignoring core issues like the actual cost of housing. the ACLU, Oregon Executive Director Sandy Chung, criticized the focus on increasing police budgets, pointing out that higher funding hasn't equated to safer communities.
Hi, we're here. We're living it. We've been living it. We're
Right.
just doing it over and over and over.
Yeah.
Overall, the event was seen as another attempt by Portland businesses and conservative elites to rebrand themselves as moderate, but was met with public skepticism and strong pushback from the community. And let's keep that up.
Let's keep that up.
Mm-hmm.
Let's remember what it looks like. Renee Gonzalez, Nathan Vasquez, Vadim, Jesse Burke. Like, remember who is here.
Mm-hmm.
Terrence Hayes. Remember
Yes.
who is here for business and not community. And when they say community, they mean business community.
Right, the
and
business
they
community.
very specifically mean business community for which they deem you a business that matters.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can be a business owner and mean absolutely fucking nothing to all of them. But if they like you,
Right.
If you're a trendy business.
if you're a trendy business, if you are a business that has put yourself in front of them, if you know, if they have maybe come to you and said, we've seen you and we love your work.
You want to do a little dance, you know?
Why don't you just hop out here and tell us everything about why we've made it possible for you to be a business?
Oh, without them, how could this business survive?
Mm.
You know?
I mean, I do wonder, is
It's
there
really sad.
a black business without a Prosper Portland?
I mean, I just heard about a lawsuit where how many businesses were kicked out of Northeast? But now I'm supposed to believe that you care about black businesses now? It's strange.
Mm.
And mind you, transparency, I've consulted with Prosper Portland. It's very interesting and weird. Not anymore. That's very clear. I was new.
To transparency and extra transparency.
I was new and I was like, oh, this is really upset. This is very upsetting and strange. And no, they don't. This whole budget thing, and they're willing to like throw black and brown businesses and use a lot of misinformation, to your point.
Right.
They love a misinformation and sending out emails that I'm pretty sure they're not supposed to send, and try to shape a narrative that's not real.
I mean, in all honesty, I want to know if the emails that they sent are even okay to send. And I say that as a person who received those emails and was like, they are weaponizing us.
Yeah.
They're not just fighting a fight.
Yeah.
They're like and I want to believe, and I know that we're over, I'm sorry, Ambush, but I want to believe that black business owners were genuinely worried,
They
right?
were.
And genuinely
Sure.
They were holding them hostage.
oh my goodness, this is bad for us.
For sure.
And then I know that there are some businesses where I'm like, you can't actually believe this, can you?
No.
Can you actually believe this? And you saying it, and you went to the floor. Oh, and you testified. Like
I want to know how many of those businesses. Did y'all get a $7 million loan from Prosper Portland?
I mean, I gotta know.
I would love
Or
to
what
see the
part
paperwork.
of that $7 million did you get? Did
Right.
you?
No, they were being tricked. It was really disgusting to see, and I do hope someone looks into those emails. I've never seen a bureau do that, and it may not be a conflict of interest, but like ethically, it's a conflict of ethics. Like to say things like you're being defunded when you're not. They have access to a fund that is public dollars. Like
And a fund that more than funds them.
could easily fund their work, easily like not even take one for the team, but like they could support a more holistic Portland. Like we're having real cuts. I mean, like there was a line that Counselor Angelita mentioned. She was like, it's a very popular phrase, but we always have socialism for businesses. Always.
Always.
Wow.
Why don't we have it for the people? It doesn't make any
Always.
sense. Yeah, it was sad to witness.
It's hard to witness. It's sad to witness. It's legitimately continuous too. And I just want to make sure that we're paying attention when these new PACs and these new groups pop up. This is People for Portland, 2.5 or whatever. This is a partnership for progress. When the people are talking pro-police, they do not mean progress.
No, they want to go back to what they think it used to be like.
And and in a place they never lived. Because what kills me is, as a person, literally, I grew up here. Y'all may not have ever been to Pioneer Square when it was overrun by skinheads. Like, y'all didn't. None of them people were out here like, where are the police to make sure the skinheads don't fuck everybody else up? You know what I'm saying? Like this has been a place where there's a lot going on. Always, it's a counterculture kind of city, right? And so you're going to meet a lot of counterculture kind of people. What we can't do is act like that isn't real, number one, and certainly that it isn't a part of the fabric of the city. You know what I'm saying? Like, those same people who claim that they lived here at that time will tell me that that wasn't real. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And Eli Arnold is going to tell me the skinheads weren't running Pioneer Square.
There's a great podcast about it. What is it? It did happen here.
It happened here.
Yeah.
And it did.
Yeah.
And did.
Yeah.
And would still like know what this place is. We are not too far from white utopia, right? And so if we're not that far from what the foundation of this state and then city is, we can't pretend like we're really living this progressive future that we get the reputation for. I mean, and shout out to getting a reputation, but when you have yet to earn it, and you're not giving that like young people cannot retire here.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? Like unless your young person did Portlandia, I guess maybe.
Not a stand-in.
No. I mean, like you was on
you
was on the big. Yeah, you was always there.
But I mean, gosh, there's so many great filmmakers here, and they can't afford to live here.
You can't afford to live here anymore.
It doesn't make any sense.
We're way past our time, and I'm so sorry to have kept you.
I'm
we got
chilling.
to.
I'm like, what's the next topic?
I'm like, we have so many more, so I don't know when.
That means we got to do a part
when
2.
Will you come back?
Listen,
because
I live 15 minutes away. I could be here.
Oh,
what do you need me to do?
Don't play.
Call me in, coach. I'm ready.
I will just say, like the language that these folks use, and if you could give us like what to pay attention to, because these are still just losers at the end of the day, and I mean that very wholeheartedly. Like these are just literally losers trying to do losing policy.
There's more of us than there are of them. They know it's the losing strategy, so they're trying to lie to us. It's like a very common playbook, using fear to get what you want. Like, white people have done that for forever.
Yeah.
It's not new.
Yeah.
It's not new. You said it's 2.0, and I'm sure if we look far enough, this is probably 10.0.
No, this is legit.
What version are we on? Yes. What are we on to Windows?
Literally 15.6.
Oh my gosh, 97 Windows.
Yeah.
Shout out to you. You were great.
Shout out to you. You were great.
For they made you all messy. Yeah.
Okay, well, the chat is going up because we're getting Bring Her Back. Please keep going. Part 2, please, and thank you. This was so good. Like, so you got to come back.
Yeah. I will. Always.
We're just pressuring you now.
Can I do a plug on something?
Please.
Would you please?
So there's still another budget thing happening on the 4th. If you don't know already, go to Equitable Giving Circles Instagram, website, find out what's going on, write testimony. They're really trying to get silenced right now. It's quite ridiculous. When racist things happen, we actually stand up and push back. We don't just say, oh, we can't do anything. It's out of our hands. No. There's lots of things we can do. So I please put a letter in, sign the forms. There's an advocacy letter going out. Plug into some people doing some I almost say some shit, but
you definitely can.
I know, but now it's gonna be a clip. My PR is gonna be like, Joy. So I have a potty mouth. Sorry, Grams.
We'll bleep it.
Bleep it. Ooh, oh my gosh. And do the little thing where you can't see through it.
We can do it.
Fancy. If you want to get into some shit, if you're ready to like push some things, some progressive things, if you're tired of just the same old, I don't know, like neoliberal Portland pretending like they care about you when they really don't. I think what we started talking about with like going into the language, like they are telling you what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're doing like a little like magic trick, like look over here where I'm doing some over here, but they show you what's happening.
They're literally telling you.
It's very weird and strange. But yeah, just do some research. You don't have to agree with everything that you hear. You don't have to agree with me, but you should at least know how to look past like misinformation and false narratives. Like we could disagree. That's fine.
Right.
Just I want a good argument. Let's make it a real argument.
Okay, that's actually, I'm stealing that.
Please.
That's my new tagline. Because
Another
that's it.
t-shirt?
Yes, that's a t-shirt.
Another t-shirt. Another t-shirt.
We need a t-shirt
Because I'm not
company.
arguing with anybody who can't if you're not here, if you are telling me, like, I don't know, when Biden was president, people are like, Trump's still the president. If that's where you live,
Oh no, we're not.
I'm
together.
not having a conversation with you.
There was this clip I saw. It was like a grainy little video on Facebook. I don't know who it is. If you know the citation, it says black man. And he was like, oh, I'm not debating with you. You are not my equal. I am educating you. And I've never felt so. I was like, oh, shoot. And you're not debating.
We're not debating.
You don't even have the same conversation. This is an education. You might not like it, but
that's what
it's a little bit, spicy, but
that's where I'm at.
Yeah, educate these people.
Like, Ambush is still in the fight. He is gonna still argue with people online, and my whole I'm 2 years removed of just even being accessible to it, simply because you don't get to take however much of my time that I was about to give you.
Yeah.
That I know you'll do nothing with.
I got other things to do.
I have other things to do. There's actual stuff.
There's real things to plug into.
I make a point to only argue with men.
Ooh, someone needs to do it. It's not for me.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, if I see them doing that, I'm like,
what I can't do is be mad at that.
Let me tap y'all out real quick.
Look at y'all.
Your whole ass. And then I
And he means it.
Yeah.
That's how you know he means it.
I like it.
Shout out to Michelle. You gotta check the chat. I just pinned the link to the petition.
To the EGC
to the
petition.
EGC petition.
Yes.
We got that in the chat.
Yes.
Love community, man.
And this is it.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing here.
Boom.
Thank you for being here.
Anytime. Y'all are amazing. Thanks for keeping us educated.
You are amazing. Thank you for keeping us educated.
We need this. So serious. Thank you.
Yeah. Your voter guide.
Oh my gosh.
Turned into our voter guide.
No,
no, we didn't.
I mean, the inspiration is what I'm saying.
Inspiration. We didn't do one for this last election. I'm so sad about it. But we will be back next election. I mean, every year's an election year.
Every year's an election year. Number one. Number two, continue to make sure that funding is happening for Imagine Black so that they are able to, in every way, show up the ways they already show up.
People don't like us.
Well, hello.
We got to talk about the time they called us a black extremist group. I see you. Oh, yeah. A state senator. I can name some names. Oh, yeah. I've had folks tell us, one last T.
Black extremist group?
Oh, yeah. Like dangerous language.
No,
like that's not like that's how FBI follows you. That's how you get on the list. I know people who had to go to court for things like that. It's not a joke. It's casual, like anti-blackness. Just saying whatever you want. Yeah, we need support. And I know we're not the only one. There's other groups that are being called ridiculous things for just speaking up, doing the same thing a white org does, a Latin group does, an Asian group does.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah.
But I know we have to go. That's another conversation. They don't give me in trouble.
See, this is how you get us. This is how we get the part two.
Teaser, a little cliffhanger.
Clickbait.
Oh my gosh, it is. Put that in a quote.
I'm here for it. Every single part of it.
Yes.
That's another News with My Fiance. Monday Night Raw, live in person, live Raw in the books. Thank you for spending this quality time with us.
Yeah. This episode was made possible by our remote crew, Kyle G, Residual Audio, Jess, Michelle, and Ross. Also, shout out to our studio sponsors, L&J Industries, for providing this dope space each week, and the kebabs.
Lily, stay feeding us. You know when we can't just eat on camera, but she'll be like, "Here, just take this down."
I mean,
no, please.
You're doing the wrap up. This is
right.
It's your time.
And of course, big thanks to all you for watching, listening. Everybody on Facebook this week, everybody on YouTube, Twitch. Shout out to all of you guys for listening and engaging with us.
And you can stay engaged with us all week. Follow us on Instagram at News with My Fiance. Follow Ambush at Scambeezy. Follow me at Portland Morgan. Become a member. Sock it to our pockets at patreon.com/News with My Fiance.
And where can they follow you, John?
Oh, Imagine Black. Go to literally Imagine Black Action on all the things.
All the things.
Nice.
All the things. Hit us up.
And do it now.
All the things.
Yeah.
Head on over to the website, see if you find anything you like in the merch store. If there's something that isn't in the merch store that you would like to see, definitely let us know. I feel like we're coming up with t-shirt ideas every single broadcast. Some of the stuff's gonna stick. So we'll shout out our supporters on Patreon.
Ross,
Michelle,
Ella,
Cher.
I know her. Oh my gosh, my list is short.
It's an abbreviated list.
There's a lot more names. they're not here in the moment, and that's on me.
It's all right. It's all right.
That's gonna be on me. Boom.
Bam. Casey, C's, Cher Bear, Ella, Jay, Katie, Kyle, Michelle, Olivia, Ross. And our ever-growing stable, the Free 99 Fiance.
Yes.
Thank you all for your support and encouragement.
To the food.
Stay engaged with us. I know. I gotta get another one. But you know the deal. Don't let the individuals distract you from the systems. Poverty is a policy choice. People over profits. Power to the people. None of us are free until we are all free. No war but class war. We will catch you Thursday morning on X-Ray, 7:30 a.m. to 9:06.
Put a fist up.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That was powerful.
And yeah, like I feel like we see y'all at Bird Street Pub.
Yeah, I'm. Can you hear? You outside? I'll be outside in a second.
E40 watch party. All right,
That's it.
That was great.